Let's go. Let's get out of here. More of me on the screen, less of you. What? Oh,
Like,
yeah. Good idea. Like it's working. Look, a snowman
Yep.
and a polar bear. Why was the polar bear smaller than the snowman? Baby polar bear, maybe?
Yeah, it's a little cup.
Okay.
What is your opinion
Where are we
on?
going to?
We're going to go to the park that I've taken him to on Wednesdays
Oh, okay.
because I know that you can actually go on the playground.
Ah, fancy.
What is your thought on inflatable Christmas?
I think they look stupid. What do you think?
I'm not a big fan of them. They don't always look too bad when you have them up, but when they're not inflated, it just looks like a Christmas massacre.
I think they look cheesy and cheap. You know, people used to put up these like actual things, and then they were like, well, these take up too much room to store in our house. And so then they got these inflatable ones that they could put in a box. Do you know Nigel's name is Nigel?
Oh, I guess I just assumed that, but
It's not really Nigel.
it's not really Nigel.
It's 46 degrees, man. So, not the warmest. Not the warmest today.
In the sun, though, and moving around, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is like what other people's high. That's gonna be our.
Or
I mean,
medium?
I don't know. I guess they'd be like, they're like happy. They'd be like, oh, 46 degrees. Oh man, so warm. And we're like, I'm gonna freeze to death. I'm gonna freeze to death. He thought it was always hot here.
I guess.
Well, the thing, that's a common misconception. I think people think that, like, it's the desert here in the Southwest is like, you know, the desert in a movie. It's always hot, or like a cartoon or something. Like you're in Saudi Arabia and it's hot, like 100 degrees all day long or something.
So,
But that's not the case.
up north, where my parents live, my mom was saying that the other day it felt like negative 27 outside.
Yeah. So, like, one of the things, the reason why there's a desert here is because there's mountains all around. And, what are you just barking at a random person on the side of the street?
Yes.
Calm down. And so, the mountainous regions of Arizona, they get really cold. I mean, not as cold as like a Minnesota, but as cold as, I'd say probably most of the parts of the country that are, you know, the average temperatures of the colder places. It's pretty cold. And it snows regularly, even in the desert, not necessarily in Phoenix because of where Phoenix is located in relation to mountains and that it's so populous and there's, you know, no snow is going to stick here, but it does in Tucson. And not in Yuma either, but that's different. So, yeah. It's all good in the hood, as they say. The temperatures get to be, well, they get to be pretty decent. It depends on the year too. Like sometimes it's colder during the winter. But you always have to at least wear a jacket. I'd say I don't think there's been a year where I didn't have to wear a jacket for a few months. And especially when it starts to get really cold at night, the house will get real cold because our heater doesn't, you know, people don't really necessarily heat their house. It's sort of like the opposite of a lot of places don't have air conditioners on their houses. And here, like, we have heaters, but whether or not someone's going to use that is a question. like when I was growing up in Tucson, it would snow every couple of years. It would snow, and you'd get enough to make a snowman, have a snowball fight, and then by the end of the day, it would melt away because it would usually snow in the mornings when it was at its coldest point, and then the day it would get hotter, it would get above freezing, and so it would start to melt.
I've never seen it, but there was a few years ago that it did actually snow here.
Yeah, well, yeah. When that was not too long ago, we didn't go anywhere to see it, but on all the mountains and stuff, you could see that there was.
Just before he was born.
Yeah, there was snow in the surrounding mountain areas of Phoenix. So that's less common here, but it definitely happened. You could pretty much look out at all the mountains and you'd see snow on them. And they're not like really tall mountains. They're more like foothills, I guess. I don't know what you call. Well, not really foothills because they're not a foot of anything.
They're not tall mountains.
Yeah, they're more of just like.
They're small mountains.
Yeah, I guess.
They're, I don't think
Well, see, 'cause I used to-
they're
I
not
used to be-
hills. What do you call a small mountain?
I don't know, but yeah, because it's not a hill. A hill is something that's like you can climb it. You know, these are climb it, but it'd be a lot harder. But I'm in Tucson. We obviously have really tall mountains, like right next to the city.
From base to height, they're very tall.
Yeah, so it's
Not
it's
high
not
elevation.
it's not the well, it is high elevation,
Well-
but it's not the highest elevation in Arizona. But from the base to the top of the mountain, you know, the peak is the highest degree of elevation change. Mark Anthony is here. He says introductions, because Nigel introduced himself. He said, "Is this an AA meeting? My name is Mark, and I have an addiction to gaming." LOL. Nigel says, "My name is Nigel, and I'm addicted to fun." My name is Daniel, and I'm addicted to hot tea. Not really, but I do like it. P Money saying, "Hi guys, I'll be driving a bit, so I can't talk, but I will listen." Well, good, P Money.
Welcome, Mark.
Yeah, so we're talking about Arizona weather, as we do on this program from time to time. We're talking about the weather. Snow and various sundry things. I don't think it's snowed yet here in Arizona. I don't know about the rest of the country if it's getting a lot of snow, but there was like, your dad was saying there was like one flurry or something in Flagstaff, and then it, I'm trying to see if there's like a lot of sun.
We're going to be changing directions in a moment.
Let's see, I should look down here. Everyone is in the car right now, it's true. Marcanti says, as it's like in the 30s, 40s here in South Texas. Yeah, it's pretty similar temperatures and stuff to South Texas. Not like Houston, nearer to the Gulf where it's humid, but so you get up to like San Antonio or West Texas. I would imagine that's similar in temperatures. I've only been to San Antonio for any extended period of time, so been down to the Riverwalk in San Antonio. When I was in the military, I was there. Yeah. Yes. There's a lot of military installations there. There's like Fort Sam Houston, and Lackland Air Force Base is near there. So, let's see. Mark says, "It's funny, everyone's running in their jackets and I'm totally fine. Haha." Yeah, well, I knew somebody that was from Alaska. She grew up in Alaska, and then like freshman year she moved to Arizona. And so freshman year she wore like shorts and the t-shirt, I think all year, even when it was cold out. And then
Her body acclimated?
yeah, and then she got used to it. And so like the rest of high school, she was as cold as everybody else. Backer 444 is here. Good morning. He says, good morning, Fly Fox family.
Hello, Backer 444.
Let's see. Mark Anthony says, Randolph Air Force Base, Kelly Annex. So he knows better than me. Let's see. Nigel says, winter is coming. The North remembers. There must always be a Stark in Winterfell, right?
That's where I wanted to turn.
Oh, well. Money says he's taking his COVID test in an hour. And Mark Anthony says, really? Oh, hopefully it's negative. And he says, yeah, it's most likely a cold. Yeah, I think we're talking about cold and frigid temperatures. I don't like the cold. Having grown up in Arizona, when I lived in places where it actually got cold, like when I was in the military and I was in Chicago, I hated it. But thankfully I didn't have to stay there long in the cold. I got to leave right before Thanksgiving, I think. Yeah. So it wasn't like the dead of winter or anything. I don't think I would have cared for that. But, I guess I'd be willing to move somewhere colder if it was the right opportunity. It's a no outlet street.
I know. I am having to turn around.
I would have turned around somewhere else. But I'm not driving. So I can entertain. He knows very well about these Air Force bases, apparently. Lackland Air Force Base, that's where they do Air Force basic training. Did you know that?
No, I did not. I think that's where Kristen, or not that specific, but I think they're in Texas, northern Texas somewhere. Is there a base near somewhere in northern Texas?
I don't know. Way to go, Lady Nixon. What are you laughing about, little baby?
Alright, can I actually turn here?
And Navy basic training where I went is in Great Lakes, Illinois, which is just north of Chicago. It's like a continuous thing from Chicago to Milwaukee, basically, but it's that's where it's located. And then at the time, Hospital Corps School was across the street, and it was right there on the lake. Now it's at Fort Sam Houston, Texas. As is all medical training for the military enlisted ranks. It's all there at Fort Sam Houston now. Shepherd, she says, is a base. Yeah.
Okay.
What
I'm not sure, but
What?
finding my map.
Yeah, there you go. These are nice houses. That's squirrel peep. Yeah, it was free. It was cold. It was cold up there in the Chicagoland area. I was not a fan. I was glad to get out of there. I would not have liked to have been there for Christmas time. That Great Lakes area is just too cold. I guess it's better than being in like North Dakota, Minnesota or something, but sometimes it's like the temperatures in Minnesota are the coldest in the country, including Alaska sometimes. It's like, God. No. Or at least the livable parts of Alaska, I guess. wonder if Wisconsin is warmer because it's by the lake. What do you think?
Could be. Do I know that the water has an effect on things like that? I don't know how it works, but I know it does impact.
You know what I find interesting? There's no stop signs or whatsoever, so I would just let them stop and or do whatever they're doing. Is that Upper Michigan, right? It's not attached to Michigan at all, but it's basically the land from Wisconsin goes up and into Michigan, and that part of Michigan doesn't touch Michigan. It falls across the water from the other part of Michigan, which is interesting. Tokyo Drift, he says. You gonna do it? You gonna drift the vehicle?
No.
We got drifting tires on here. I don't think. Can Subarus even do that? Probably not. They got that all-wheel drive. Oh, here we go. Is this the park?
Yep, this is it.
We're there. It's just cold enough here where, like, when you first get in the car, you got to turn on the heater, but then as you start to go, you turn it off because it's too warm. Hey.
With you?
I'll leave it there for now. Sit. Hey. Why are you puking there, Mark? Mark Anthony was puking, I think, from the shift in the camera.
Yeah.
Of course, he has to walk straight through the mud. Morning, Andrew J. Hey. Can you grab this dog for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't I read the instructions? Apparently I missed that part.
So this is what I was talking about. So you see how there's that gap right there? That giant gap?
Yeah.
So he was climbing down and he got to that gap and didn't have any railing because he was on this side. So he just grabbed onto the little girl and used her as a railing.
That's funny. Oh, yes, Andrew J. It's outside. It's just up and down.
I'm going to take her.
Oh, here we go.
You good?
Yeah.
I'm going to take her on a wrap around.
Okay. Oh. Where are we going, buddy? No, that's someone else's bicycle. You gotta leave that alone. Yeah. It's not ours. No, leave the bicycle alone. It's not yours. Where's Mama? Where'd Mama go? Yeah? Look, Mama.
Did I hear my being beckoned? Was I being beckoned? I heard
So he only uses like one name for parent and one name for grandparent. He says like "da" for me and Lady Vixen, and then he'll say like "ga" for any grandparent, regardless of which one it is. But he's starting to actually distinguish between them, I think. I think he's saying grandpa.
And I've heard granny.
Yeah.
Distinguishing, but no, this isn't ours. This is not ours.
Efficient, yep. Yep. Why use more words than necessary?
No.
You know, brevity is the soul of wit, and he takes that to heart. He likes bicycles. He saw the bicycles at my brother's house in the garage, and so I think he's been trying to get on them ever since. He doesn't quite understand personal property rights yet either. Oh, so that's so stupid. The jungle gym is open, but the basketball hoops aren't.
Somebody's province that hasn't taken them down yet. If you haven't noticed, the caution tape has been pulled down on a lot of things.
They tried to, but free Americans just said YOLO. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's like, it's discouraging community involvement and
It's
like
a hopscotch.
actually getting to know people around you. It's playing hopscotch.
Alright, James, this is how it's time.
All right, Lady Vixen's gonna do hopscotch here. How do you actually play hopscotch? Like you see in the movies, and they like throw a little rock or something. What's that all about?
And then you skip that tile, I believe, or something along those lines. So you throw it, whichever one it is, you have to skip that one.
The baby's constitution book? No. Basically everything belongs to me. I get to do whatever I want. It's both libertarian and socialist at the same time. Somehow. Yeah? You playing hopscotch? It's funny that
Yes.
was this from a show or something that he's seen, maybe?
I don't know that. I can't think of anything that's had. It could just be he sees it's a path.
Could be. What? It smells like, I think there's a skunk in the park. I mean, it could genuinely be a skunk, but I doubt it. Somebody driving by, maybe, with a skunk in the car. I guess, yeah, so that you see they've torn down the caution tape here.
Over by the swings in that area.
But I guess they've done it by the...
Torn down.
It's so stupid. Children don't even... Anyways, I digress.
What do you think of this lady, Jane?
The sand?
She seems...
What are you doing, playing in the sand, buddy? He's gonna get so much sand in his shoes. It's like when I was a kid, I got so much sand in my shoes. Like, no matter how many times I walked on this, like I could just step on this stand, and like I would get so much sand in my shoes. Now, as an adult, I never get sand in my shoes, ever. And I don't know what's the deal with that. You know, like it just doesn't happen.
Not running around as hard as you did as a kid.
I guess. I don't know. P-Money says he might as well go through a drive-thru and get breakfast since he can't go inside any buildings. Just declare yourself. He's in Canada. There's no freedom there. There's no true liberty. You can't be like the free Americans who tear down the caution tape around the swing sets.
Have a little zip line sort of thing.
Sure does. It's actually not a bad
Like I said, it's
little setup here.
pretty nice.
It's not as cool as the ones when we were kids that were like built out of railroad ties and like unpainted steel, but pretty decent.
Stay.
Oh, here we go down the slide. Whoa! That's a pretty steep one.
Hey?
Woo! What do you think about that, buddy? That's a pretty steep slide.
You're gonna go up the stairs this time.
Was that fun? He's pretty good at climbing.
I can't go up there. We're not taking Lady Jane up there.
Getting knocked out at the tetherball pole, not paying attention. Yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid, there was a park in Tucson that literally was made out of railroad ties, and it had, so you know, like, it had like this where it's two separate ones, you know, two separate jungle gyms, and then they usually sometimes are attached by something, like a walkway or something. In this case, it's this ladder thing. But this one, it was attached only by like a metal pole up in the air, like probably, I don't know, it had to be 10, 12 feet in the air.
Okay.
And it didn't have any swing sets on it, nothing. It was just a pole that spanned the gap between the two of them. And it was,
That's not our car.
you would shimmy across it like a monkey. And that's how you played. Of course, it's no longer there. All those cool old things that were like super dangerous. And it was, I wish I could find some photos or video of it, because it was like the coolest park that ever existed.
What's interesting about this park that I just realized?
What?
It's not foam. It's not foam.
It's got wood chips.
It's actual wood chips.
Yeah, that's
But it
good. I
doesn't
hate
have
those
that-
ones that have
that
that like
really
crappy
foamy.
foam. You know why, right? Because this is actually in a nice neighborhood. They just put the crappy foam in the crappy areas. Or getting blisters going across monkey bars a few dozen times. That's right, man. Parks were supposed to be about danger. Like, one of the stupid things about school was they'd say, oh, no, you can't jump off the swings or stuff or anything. Of course, we did it when they weren't looking. But, you know, there's an element of danger, like climbing up things, jumping off things. And now, like when I was a kid, there was something like that, like something you could climb up to the top of, but they were really tall. They were way taller than that. And there was an element of danger to it. Look at Lady Vixen there.
It doesn't just, your weight causes it to spin. I'm not doing anything other than sitting here.
That's pretty funny. But there was like you're dizzy, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
There was an element of danger to the park. And as a kid, you got to feel like you were having a grand adventure. Like, this park feels epic in scale because of his size and his motor skills. But as he gets older, you want to climb up to the very top of something, or you want to do what you're not supposed to. And now they're all designed to prevent you from doing that. Subway is not my favorite place to eat. But that's okay. You can eat wherever you want, P-Money.
She's got her leg caught.
You got your leg caught. Get your leg out of there. Here. Let's try to get it out from under your leg. No, come on. All right, we'll just do this. It's almost lunchtime. So not even like, what time is it? Not lunchtime. It's still the morning. Oh, here we go. I'll just get in this one. Hey, that's actually pretty cool. Designed for one adult and one child. Hey, stop. What are you doing? Why did you go get the thing wrapped around you again? Central Standard. I don't know nothing about no Central Standard Time. Subway is across the street from where I'm getting the test done, so mostly convenience. Yeah, I don't eat Subway unless I have to. I used to go more regularly. When I was in the military, I once went to Subway and I got all the different meats and like 3 different kinds, or all the cheeses, I think, and then like 3 different kinds of meat. And I made this like huge sandwich. And I ate it, and I never went to Subway again unless I had to, unless it was like the only option. And then when I do now, I only get a meatball sub, because I think all Subway sandwiches pretty much taste the same unless you get the meatball sub, and then that drowns in like marinara sauce. It does sound like a horrible idea. It was a horrible idea. It was awful. And then after that, I only went to like Quiznos or Jimmy John's, because those actually taste good. And Subway sandwiches, like even the smell of it, I'm just like not interested at that point. My mom texted me and she's upset that we didn't tell her we're streaming The Adventure at the Park.
Oh.
No, not my fault.
I was driving, so that's my excuse.
I blame Lady Jane. Meatball sub is the most unhealthy sub they have. That's fine. I'm not...
He's not going for health benefits.
Yeah. I've never really had to worry about that. Although I will say one time when I was eating meatball subs, when I was eating out, was when I was in the military, and that's where these guys wanted to eat, and we had per diem, and so I would eat the meatball sub, and I lost like 10 pounds.
All done with the swing?
Because I was also working out and stuff. But
all done or more?
The chicken paizolas are good. Teriyaki chicken. Nah, man, I'm good. I'll pass on. See, there's other better options, and if there isn't, I'd rather just go without than eat at Subway, and not if I had to. Like someone's like, "Oh, we're getting Subway," I'd be like, "Oh, do you want something?" No, probably not. I'm good. Oh, you sure? Yeah, I'm fine. I have made a great practice of it in my life, just saying no to things I don't want to do when People try to pressure me into it. Your phone dropped.
That's what I heard.
We all saw it going to happen.
Where is it?
It's right
there
there.
It is.
Yeah. Mark Anthony says, Italian BMTs are my go-to if I go to Subway, usually with pepper jack, honey mustard, all the veggies.
That doesn't sound too bad.
No, see, I hate, like, Subway, I just don't like it. The bread has a very distinct taste to it that I don't enjoy after that experience at Subway.
All done?
And I just...
Can you pick up Mommy's phone?
Well, I wanted to swing with them. Oh, well.
Thank you.
P-Money, my main question, where do I go for lunch after the test? Didn't you just say you're eating a Subway sandwich? You're going to get more food? You're talking to me about healthy food? Are you going to get more? I don't know. Tim Hortons. Here's what free Americans do when they go to the park. Chili's. I don't know. What do they have in Canada? Tim Hortons and Subway, apparently. What is this? Like, why is that like that?
To step on, use it to kind of step on and balance. Just
It sounds like communism. These always promise to be cooler than they actually were, I think. Well, did you ever go to Discovery Zone?
no.
No? But you've heard of Discovery
Yes,
Zone.
I heard of Discovery.
Oh, Discovery Zone, they had like a real one that was really tall, and then you'd sling across it and land on... I don't think it was a ball pit. I think it was just...
where the slide is.
I think it was just like mats or something. But that was like a birthday party place. Discovery Zone that had a big indoor play area.
Right?
P-Money says, I had an English muffin with egg for breakfast. I still got to think about lunch. Should fast and pray for the world. Besides, it's rare. I'm in the city when my family isn't with me. Might as well try to enjoy it. Well, you don't know what kind of restaurants are there. List the restaurants and we'll pick something for you. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep saying Tim Hortons.
You going down backwards? Sliding down on your tummy? Do you think he thinks this is some sort of ride?
I don't know.
You very easily could have stepped down those steps, son.
Hey, you got down on them. That's all that matters. Any restaurants have curbside service? How's the Mexican food in Canada?
It's still good.
Okay, I guess he wouldn't have any comparison. He stepped down that one. He went down on his. He's funny. Come on. Silly doggo. We have a Taco Bell. I said Mexican food. So no, that's the answer is no. The Mexican food there is not good. All right. Well, that stinks. So that's another consideration. Is there good Mexican food there? Or at least like not terrible. It's true.
So, and I know how to make fairly decent.
Well, that's kind of like having Pizza Hut when compared to Portuguese pizza made in a brick oven with fresh ingredients. That's what Mark Anthony says. No comparison at all. Chinese is not too bad. I could do roadside there. What are you talking about, like Panda Express? Payway? Yeah, the best Mexican food is from like a little stand on the side of the road where you have to order in Spanish or at home. Just don't bother with Manchu Wok. Stay far away. I guess the fun of this is that it moves around. No, not Panda Express. Walk Box is actually not too bad here. I've never heard of that. Walk Box. Don't have that around here. Around these parts. As Lady Vixen was saying, I think most Mexican food places are pretty comparable, at least around here. There's nothing that's like wows me. I'd rather just eat it at home. That's where I get the best Mexican food from family members. Oh, I think the one at Rammstein got closed temporarily because people were getting food poisoned. We didn't have any walk boxes anywhere I was ever at. Or Manchu Wok, I mean. We had a bunch of other places on bases. Most of the ones I were on had Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, KFC, and Subway. I definitely wasn't feeling good after eating the orange chicken. Did you drop the ball down there? Yeah, you gotta go down and get it. I have gotten food poisoning after eating at a Chinese food place. Here you go. Hey, this is it. I'll just put it in my pocket. Hey, where's he going? He's escaping. Oh, do you see a little friend? Do you see a little friend? All right, P-Money. Good luck. Hello. Hi, buddy. There's actually a ramen place not too far from where we live. We've gotten a couple times. It was pretty good. Actually, we got ramen from two places, didn't we?
Yeah, we had ramen from two different places.
They're pretty good.
I'm surprised and not surprised by how not busy this is right now.
I don't know. Kids are all playing Fortnite. They're all in playing Fortnite. So.
It's still relatively early.
Yeah, I suppose. Whoa. But I like real ramen. Actual stuff in it. Real noodles. Pretty good. Ah! Surprise. I'm gonna hang on that, but I can't.
It turns and twists. It spins.
Oh, I imagined. Yeah, that would be fun if you were a kid. He wants to go in there. I guess I gotta ride it with him. Here you go. Should put a belt on.
Mark Anthony says pho Vietnamese noodles are good too. Is that what pho is? I often wonder, but everybody refers to pho, but I didn't know that it was Vietnamese noodles.
I don't know. Never had it. Don't know. Alright, how do you get on this?
Yeah! Mark Anthony says the swing is difficult.
Yeah, it's kind of. I guess you sort of have to step over the middle.
Yeah.
And go back. He went pretty high, and he was like, his wrist like. He was like, "Oh man, I'm going pretty fast and high." Whoa! Woo!
What was your favorite thing to do at the park when you were a kid?
I don't know, jump off the swings, probably. It depends on the park. Well, I like to jump off the swings.
In school, I liked the monkey bars a lot. I was fairly decent at them. But swings are always fun. Yeah. Mark Anthony says doing flips off the parallel bars after hanging upside down.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. Did you ever see like where you would hang up, like tie a sweater around yourself and like spin around a bar?
No.
I'm trying to remember how they did it, but somehow they would like tie a sweater around their legs, like a sweatshirt or something. And
I don't even understand what you're saying. It sounds dangerous.
It probably was, but
Which also sounds cool. Like, I don't even know. You tie a sweater around it in the shape of a noose, and then you...
It was like around your legs. I mean, you were still doing the spinning, but I think the sweater was there to like help you go faster or something. I don't remember.
How high should we go? Huh, buddy?
Underdogs. It would be very dangerous to do an underdog on this swing. Gunk. Riveting entertainment here, folks.
Hey, I'm having fun. I haven't got to swing in a while.
I know, that's what's cool. When I was talking about, I was like, this is cool. Like, you can actually swing.
And you get to put him in, and he's having fun too. Solid. Good invention here. Solid invention. ever came up with this. They're like, oh, I've got something that's going to revolutionize
Stay, lady.
the swing set at the park. What if? It's like a seesaw sling, but you put one side for a baby and one side for a big person.
And it's big enough that a fairly larger child can also sit in it.
Looks like, I don't know about the limit for the size of the width of a person here. So,
Well, I think the average person.
the average person.
What does that look about?
Are you pooping? Are you pooping in there?
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't be the first time we've had to change a poopy diaper at the park. Dodgeball, Mark Anthony says.
What about dodgeball?
I'm assuming he enjoyed playing that.
Yeah.
You like dodgeball.
Don't you?
I never really played dodgeball.
You didn't get to play dodgeball in the like, gym class? PE?
Not really. Foot sack? Is that the same as hacky sack?
Yeah, hacky sack.
He says actually foot sack was pretty popular in school too.
I never really get a hacky sack.
It was interesting during what different stages were popular.
Pogs?
Pogs for the girls, the Thai Beanie Babies. Yo-yos, do you remember when yo-yos were popular?
Yeah,
Had a designated yo-yo area.
Did you? I don't think we had one like
Yeah.
that. Contests.
There was enough people that I think they had to do a designated yo-yo area so people wouldn't get hurt or something.
Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards.
I had a yo-yo.
Did like a special yo-yo
I had a
troop.
pro-yo.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Pro-yo too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they had like a special assembly where
They showed off the
they showed off the
Yeah.
yo-yos and did the
Yeah.
tricks and
Think
stuff.
about it, Like that's what we used to do. You screw it up? No.
Okay.
Yeah, but we used to do things where like people would come and sell things to kids.
Yeah.
At the school. There would be little demonstrations like, oh, this is... there was other ones too. I can't recall. Yeah, and it wasn't like it was the book fair or something.
No.
We haven't had, like actually selling books to kids to try to encourage them to read. It was like, yeah, we're having a yo-yo demonstration. Oh, and then guess what? Oh, we're also selling take this pamphlet home to your parents. There was a toy store, sort of like an old school toy store. There, remember where we went to Sauce? in Tucson?
Yeah.
It was near there, and back in the day, I don't know if it's still there. Probably not.
Good girl, lady.
And they had yo-yos. They had like upper end dolls and things like that. It was that kind of toy store with like better quality stuff. They had yo-yos there. I think that's where.
I think I still have my pro yo.
It should be somewhere.
I think it's in the cedar chest.
Mine's somewhere in the house. Pretty sure.
I think I also had a butterfly.
Yeah, we had a butterfly, Duncan butterfly yo-yos. I wanted a bumblebee or a silver bullet. Those were like two of the cooler ones that some of the cool kids have. But then by the time I had money, I didn't care. But I was grateful for my pro-yo, because my mom's watching. I was grateful for my pro-yo. I think he's all done.
Are you a little dizzy?
Is he maybe unsteady on his feet?
think you want to sit in that, James.
No, I'll put them out.
Careful with this. Probably shouldn't do it too many times.
Let's see if it works. Let's see if it really works like you say. It's pretty strange. It's like a perpetual motion machine. They figured it out.
And
Can they generate energy for a battery like this? I wonder.
Is it speeding up at all for you?
I don't know. Probably not. I could see why you were getting busy earlier. Oh, is it gonna go? Just stop. You were on that one, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Could be that smaller or something makes a difference. You want to go up the slide? What? You want to walk, lady?
I was getting busy just for a couple of turns on those things. You were on there for a while.
You want to walk, lady?
Perpetual motion machine. That's pretty cool. Generate some energy in a battery. They solved it.
Water spigot there that you can make mud.
Nice. That's pretty impressive.
Or if it's for your dog. I don't know, but there's a water spigot there right in front of the sand. So I think it's meant to make mud. Yeah.
Oh, it's a tree.
Jane wants to choose that ball.
Does she? So someone wanted to play volleyball, so they took down the thing, but nobody's gotten brave enough to bring a ladder to take down the. So stupid. So dumb.
Oh, there's an airplane. Bye. Hi. Or bye.
Yeah.
We're saying bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
What's your favorite sport to play? Volleyball? Volleyball's fun. I played volleyball last year, and I was actually pretty decent. I was glad because I didn't. My brothers played volleyball in high school, but I did not.
When did you play volleyball last year?
And I was actually pretty decent. So I wanted to go for the team, but circumstances prevented me, and then I just decided not to ultimately. But I kind of wish I had. And I was actually pretty decent. I mean, I was playing against people that were terrible, but because my brothers played, I'd gone to so many games,
You okay?
messed around at practice with them people. It was.
Yeah, get back up.
I actually knew what I was doing, so that was good. Mark Antony played intramural volleyball a few years ago. That's pretty cool. Yeah, volleyball's fun.
That's if I had done sports,
I think you would have done volleyball.
I would have done volleyball.
Yeah, you'd have been probably pretty good.
I played it in PE a few times. I was fairly decent-ish.
Better than your mom.
We did what we're not supposed to do with Lady Jane. Would you trust her to actually come if we...
There's way too many dogs.
Well, yeah.
I'm surprised she isn't going crazy. Yeah, I think for the most part I would, but you never know with her. She might get excited about something and then forget where we're at. What do you find?
Hair tie?
Give me that. Give me that.
All done with that.
No, it's like a little chain. I don't know what it...
All done. All done. Yeah, get the bird.
Trash can. My bumping needs some work. Everything else I'm decent at. Yeah, I was digging some balls and actually like playing it for real, not just how usually you do it with a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing, where you're just attempting. I was digging some stuff, so that was good.
He's pretty intelligent. He's like, yeah, it's a little big of a step up. Uh-oh, he sees a soccer ball.
Go get him. Look at that. There's a dead bee on this. How did that happen? When did that happen? Hey, stay. It's got its stinger. You never know what you're gonna see on Adventures at the Park. Buddy! What are you barking at? Yeah, that bee, I don't know how long it was on there, but... When did it get on there? How? Why was it so perfectly on there as if it had landed, but it was clearly dead? Oh man, that's impressive. Man, she's gonna be a good soccer player.
They don't quite have figured out the whole sharing at that age, I don't think.
That's pretty impressive kicking though. Hey, stop that. It chose the ball as its final resting place. Yes, exactly. What kind of tree is this? Come on, you naughty puppy. Oh, running away. What kind is it? A live one. It's true. No. I thought maybe it was a pepper tree. We'll have to ask Lady Vixen. She knows more about trees. Look at that. These limbs broke. But they're just hanging in there because of where they're at. Wonder when that happened. Seems like a while ago. There's some pretty climbable trees here, actually. All right, I think I'm going to stop this. Thanks everybody for watching. Adios.